your dad, according to people in that meeting, said some things about race and that people are calling him a racist for the last 5 or 6 days. I know you don't agree with that, but is there anything you could bring to this conversation you think is important?
My father sees one color, green. That's all he cares about. He cares about the economy. Right? He does not see race. He's the least racist person I have ever met in my entire life.
An African American, I want to ask you about that.
Well, I really have to go, but I want to tell you, I am the least racist. I am a wonderful person as far as you would be concerned as to race, and I think everybody that knows me knows that.
But are you aware? You're aware of the stereotypes about African Americans, are you?
Well, I don't know what you mean by stereotypes. What?
Here's my question. I asked you last time. I said, and some people were shocked. If you were racist, you knew why I was asking you that. Are you racist?
I am the least racist person that you have ever met. I am the least racist person.
Are you bigoted in any way?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Islamophobic?
I'm a person, no, not at all. I'm a person who happens to be very smart, and I happen to have a certain street sense, and I know where things are going.
The president responded, how else, but in an insulting tweet, saying in part, quote, CNN's Don Lemon insinuated last night while asking a debate question that I was a racist when in fact I am, quote, the least racist person in the world. And if you're wondering who the president was quoting last night when he put least racist person in quotes, yeah, himself.
Well, all of a sudden I'm a racist? I'm not a racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body.
How do you know that?
Because I know him for 30 years, and I know he's a fair man who doesn't have a racist bone in his body. You know that too.
I can guarantee you, hand on heart, if there's a Bible here on this table, I put my hand on it, there is not a racist bone, not a racist molecule in this man's body.
You know, Mr. Trump is my boss, and you know, I know him personally. There's not a racist bone in his body, and you know, I just don't think that it needs to warrant any further discussion.
So here's the story, folks. Number one, I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life. Number two, racism, the least racist person. In fact, we did very well relative to other people running as a Republican. Quiet, quiet, quiet.
He's talking about these 4 new members of Congress. He singled them out for criticism, telling them to go back to their own countries, even though they are American. The president responded on Twitter, writing, "Those tweets were not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body."
Well, I'm probably the least racist person there is.
Even when you got in the race, though, Donald Trump's racist. They immediately went right for the jugular.
Yeah, they always do. If you ask about somebody's records in school, how did he get into Harvard? How did he get into Columbia? I thought he was a bad student here, so how did he get into here and there? You're a racist. I said, what? What does this have? I didn't even know what they were talking about, because I'm probably the least racist person there is. And actually, some of my friends said very strongly, the least. So you ask a question like that, or you ask about a birth certificate. How come there are no records that his mother was ever in the hospital? He's a racist. I'm saying, excuse me? Could you please explain that to me?
I am the least racist person that you've ever met, believe me. The least racist person. They're saying, is Donald Trump a racist? I am the least racist person that you've ever looked at, believe me. By the way, I am the least, just so you know, I am the least racist person. The least racist person that you've ever seen. The least.
No, I am the least racist person that you've ever met. So many of my friends who are black, they say, you are the least racist person. But no, I am the least racist person that you have ever talked to.
Donald Trump is vying for the most racist person that I've met these days. It's interesting that he has this soundbite of saying he's not racist. I remember when he was asked, how do you defend against racism? His response was, well, I hired Randall. Right? That's like saying I have my black friend.
Well, you know, if it comes to racism and racist, I am the least racist person there is. And I think most people that know me would tell you that I am the least racist. I've had great relationships. In fact, Randall Pinkett won on the, as you know, on The Apprentice a little while ago, a couple of years ago. And Randall's been outstanding in every way. So, I mean, I am the least racist person.
Donald lives in this world where, you know, he says, I'm the least racist person you'll ever meet. Well, Steve, I'm the youngest person you've ever had on this show. Donald has his entire life been involved in discrimination, and he's been found to have done so. He and his father were sued 44 years ago for discrimination in housing. New Jersey casino regulators found that he discriminated against blacks, women, and Asians. And he's made all sorts of awful racist statements.
Because I am the least racist person ever to serve in office, okay? I am the least racist person.
And I am, as I say often, I am the least racist person that anybody's going to meet.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed. That I can tell you.
Quote, Mitt Romney had his chance to beat a failed president, but he choked like a dog. Now he calls me racist, but I am least racist person there is.
19 days out from the election, you've been labeled a racist, you've been called a sexist. How do you respond to that?
I am the least racist person you've ever met.
You've known him, as you said, for more than 40 years. Is there any truth to that at all? You're obviously biased, but I'd be interested in your perspective.
There's absolutely no truth to it. Donald is as open-minded and is embracing of everybody based on what they are like, personally, on their merits as a person. I knew his father. Donald is the least racist person I know.
But why do you think these white supremacists, these various white supremacists out there, are supporting your campaign?
I don't know, because I am the least racist person that you'll ever meet. So I don't know. And I don't know that they really are. I mean, you're telling me that, so I don't know that they really are.
Well, the ADL put out a whole list of 10 white supremacists, neo-Nazis, they called them, anti-Semites, who are out there working, supporting your campaign.
I just don't know. I mean, you're telling me this, but I don't know why. I am certainly the least racist person.
But I am the least racist person in the world. My best friend, when I was 6 years old, was a black man.
I don't even remember putting it up. Nevertheless, I took responsibility for it, and I was forgiven by Reverend Al Sharpton, but it was racially charged.
Yes, Sam, if I may, just to remind people, you put up this post and you did use the N-word, and that was what you're talking about.
I didn't use the N-word.
What did you use?
I didn't use the N. It was a reference. I didn't spell out the N-word. But in any event, I was fired.
For a racist post.
For a racially charged Facebook post, even after forgiven by Reverend Sharpton. So if anything, it shows that Trump is not a racist, doesn't want to be associated with them. And that was after being with me for 5.5 years and knowing that I don't have a racist bone in my body either.
I am the least racist person there is anywhere in the world. When con men, who I've known almost all my business life, because I had to deal with them, unfortunately, in New York, but I got along with him, Al Sharpton. Now, he's a racist. He's a racist.
Huh?
But when people, let me explain to you. What I've done for African Americans in 2.5 years, no president has been able to do anything like, because the African American people have been calling the White House. They have never been so happy as what a president has done.
Then they went to race. Do you believe that one, race? I'm the least racist person in this room.
As you know, the president has said he's the least racist person you've ever met, the least racist person you've ever interviewed, the least racist person you ever know. Whenever somebody who is charged with being racist, their response is, I'm not racist. What we should understand is that the denial of racism is the heartbeat of racism. Like, it is fundamental for people who are racist to deny that they're racist. That is a fundamental aspect of the ideology.
Remember when Bill Clinton said, they played the race card on me, and he was talking about the Obama campaign, and they planned it from the very beginning.
I know Bill Clinton very well. He's a friend of mine, and I know Bill Clinton very well. I know Bill Clinton very well. He's a friend of mine, and I can tell you he was not a happy camper. And this is a man that is the least racist person that you'll ever meet. And